Okay, so they're actually gonna do it in this chapter, so if you don't want to see that, watch any other video on the internet. It doesn't even have to be by me, but don't watch this one. Actually, even if you want to see it, don't watch this video. No one should watch this video. I wish I hadn't watched this video. The case of Werewolf Fanfiction against the people versus Werewolf Fanfiction. Are they guilty of crimes against humanity? That is what us, the jury, have been asked to decide today. I actually no longer feel like I'm able to, because I have read too many of these. My innocence has died. Luckily for me, as seen in a previous case, we can contact it via Ouija board. This actually happened. The jury decided to ask the victim that had been murdered, who murdered you? And then they cast their votes based on what the Ouija board said. So, my innocence, are you here? Okay, let's just start reading this stupid fanfiction. This one's called The Joining, and the reason my innocence doesn't want to come to the Ouija board is because it has 3 peppers. And I'm really scared. Mom, come pick me up. Mom, stop watching. Stop bringing it up around me. I took off towards the main doors, running as fast as my high heels could coordinate, which isn't very fast because she's not very coordinated. I sprint through the doors, out onto the lawn, past the pack house parking lot, and then the general parking lot. Did we need to know that? She's so caught up in this fucking pack house parking lot that she gets to park in because she's all famous now. Famous. I couldn't believe it. I'd been a prop this whole time. Sienna, bitch, you haven't though. You just haven't. Oh, did I mention, by the way? This is the 3rd last chapter. And then we free bitch. There I was, trying to warn him about some imminent danger, and he'd been using me like a goddamn ragdoll. Sienna. I just want to know where she got this from. Like, the conclusions she's jumping to. I was a dumb teenage girl who'd fallen for it. Yes, Sienna, you are a teenager, and he is fucking 30. The fresh air was hitting my face, but it wasn't helping all that much. My hurt, my anger is still blossoming. I looked around, seeing the edge of the forest a few yards to my right. I ran towards it and I paused to carefully unzip Celine's dress. But it needed to be free of fabric, free of anything remotely human. Oh, she's gonna be a wolf. I slipped the gown off and hung it on the first clean branch I could find at eye level so the train wasn't hitting the muddy floor. It's still gonna get wrecked, Sienna. You're in the woods. I felt my tail wagging. Ah! Behind me! Ew! Gone was the damsel in the ball gown. God. No. I was nobody's fucking damsel in distress. I was a wolf. What path did I take in life to end up here reading this to you? That's what I want to know. A dominant one. And the trees were about to see just how goddamn mad I was. Sienna, the trees didn't do anything to you. Girl, we're in a fucking global crisis. Global warming. If you fuck these trees up, Sienna. She's not gonna fuck a tree. Oh yay, we're back to Aiden. Thank God. I was still at the bar with the Millennium Alpha. I'd watched Sienna leave 7 minutes ago. Exactly to the dot. I was timing because I'm a psychopath. Do you excuse me for a couple of minutes? No need. I'll come with you. Oh fuck. Great, I said, and then I led him through the ballroom out the doors. Around we got outside, but I didn't see a soul. I tried to close my eyes to sense her, but I couldn't. Think. She looked upset. She wouldn't have left the ball if it wasn't a real reason. I don't know. Sienna gets upset about fucking everything, so... Is that a fair statement, Aiden? I don't know if that's a fair statement. How do you feel about seeing the forest? It's beautiful this time of year. I'm up for anything, he shrugged. You're here for me, aren't you? Come again? We're happy to have you, but we don't know anything about your visit, and you haven't left my side since you got here. We're either... Oh my god, my throat. Aiden said I'm the main character. Aiden and Sienna are a match made in heaven because they both think the world revolves around them. Stop walking. Stop looking me in the eye. Yeah. Yeah. Who sent you? No one sent me, but I had been hearing things about the possibility of your power. I let out a growl before I could stop myself. That was what this was about. My strength dwindling, the rumors I wasn't dominant as I used to be. Because I hadn't found someone, but I had. No need. I found her. Don't feel that from you? Because he's in love with Josh. What's happening? Are they mates or not? She doesn't know yet. We are a pair for the season. I'm taking it slow.
For her sake. Could have sworn his expression softened, just for a second.
What? Then which alpha's here for Sienna? What?
Tonight was going to be the night, I said without thinking. But she ran from the ball. Something must have happened. And then in this moment, I smelled her.
Lovely. Happy days. As clear as crystal. Blech. But I was certain the scent was hers. Blech. And she was near.
She's here. She took off in the forest. I just have to find her.
He gave me a nod. Nothing more, nothing less. How can you give more than a nod? Like, a bow. Oh, I guess a bow is more than a nod. And less than a nod is just like... Removed every article of my tux and shifted, taking a deeper whiff. I let out a growl, letting her know I was near, but she didn't respond, so I started to run. After a few yards, I started to see the red of her fur in front of me. Ugh, we get it. She's a fucking redhead, my god. But she still hadn't stopped. I growled again. She didn't slow down or stop. I had no other choice. So I tackled her. Aiden, you have so many choices. But when we came to a stop, I had her pinned beneath me, in the middle of a beautiful wooded meadow. Oh my god, Twilight. Sienna's wolves went still, staring into my eyes. Ew. It's so gross that they're wolves to me. Like, it's so, like, uncomfortable. For a moment, there was only us. Only this meadow. Nothing else. If they ruin meadows for me. Oh, we're back to Sienna. The bed of pine needles beneath me tickled my back. That's not much better. It almost seemed like the perfect place for us to... For our wolves to Don't you dare. No. Thank God. Thank God. But I know this chapter is spicy, so I know it's coming. I just really don't want them to do it as wolves. The description of them doing it as wolves would not be handy. I growled and tried to throw Aiden off. Leave me alone. But he wouldn't let go. He would never let go. From Aiden's point of view. Once again. How lovely. I growled. Shift. She shook her head no. I growled. Ew! Oh, the sound! I growled louder. Shift. But she just shook her head harder. I tightened my grasp in her hands and snarled directly into her face. Lovely, Aiden. God, nothing does romance like this werewolf app. Nothing. And then she started to shift. I watched as the fur disappeared, her limbs condensed, and her muscles spasmed their way into human form. God, turning into a werewolf is harrowing. You lied to me. You're using me to convince me Alpha in the Millennium. You're strong. What? What are you talking about? Josh told me. He said you weren't my mate. I grabbed her face in my hands, forcing her to look directly at me. I lied to you. I admitted I did this whole time. More tears pooled in her eyes and her face got all red. Because I knew you were my mate. The second I laid eyes on you, Sienna Mercer. I knew it when you were painting by the lake. I've known it every second we've been together since. How does she not know? Though, that makes almost no sense. I forgot about her drawing by the lake. Get in the elevator and leave. Alright, I love living beside the elevator. If it wasn't for the fact that he was so aggressive and like forceful, it might be cute. Let's review. Aiden cornered Sienna in a bathroom and wouldn't let her leave. Made her move in with him. Took her to a restaurant and into a back room, which is a bit interesting. On top of like everything else. You're lying to me, Aiden. I swear to God, I'll kill you. I laughed. I couldn't help it. I know. That's why I love you. I love you too, I responded, and it felt right. Like it was a familiar notion, something that felt at home on my tongue. Oh, Sienna, there's no saving her now. This is the end, I guess. Aiden Norwood was my mate. I could feel the truth in those words in my heart. It made me positively burst with joy and need for him. It's been a while and I just like don't want this. After all this time, I don't want it. He leaned down to kiss me and I could taste the saltiness of my old tears on him. Ew, did he lick them? Although a canopy of leaves covered us from above, I felt a surge of excitement by how completely exposed we were. Sienna, girl, kinky. In the past, I might have felt reservations about making such a rash decision. It's not rash. You've been thinking about this for literal months. It was perfect. What, with the pine cones under your back, Sienna? She's gonna have, like, no clothes to go back to the ball in. They're actually gonna do it. They're actually gonna do it. Every damn inch of my body shivered at his touch. As I danced on top of him, our
bodies moving right on top of the dirt and roots on the forest floor, Sienna. It was so natural. It seems it. I never thought I'd lose my V card in the forest. Neither did I, Sienna. I knew it was a possibility, but I didn't think it'd be this. Now that I knew we were mates, my body, my mind, my heart, every part of me hungry for him. Now I needed something and I didn't have time to wait. They're literally about to do it and the bitch says, wait. Do you want me to stop? He asked, stroking my hair and giving me an affectionate look. His eyes widened as I rolled over to the side and flipped so I was on top. Oh, it's sex. It's just porn. I'm reading porn. Sienna! This is the most disgusting sex scene I have ever experienced in my life. She's screaming. Everyone just at the Yule Ball like, oh, this is fun. It's nice to be out and about doing things. Realistically, they're not that far away from the Yule Ball because he found her so fast, which leads me to believe that they can all hear them. And Sienna's screaming. Like, the exact word is screaming. Oh, God. That was like worse than I actually had ever imagined it to be. And I can't even show you what it was. And I screamed, and he screamed, and we collapsed, overtaken by the shockwaves that came after. I was sweating, draped over him, forgetting about the rest of the world. Because right now, in the forest, my mate was all I needed. It's the end of the chapter. Oh my God, the comments. Finally, yes. Finally they made it. That was a cute chapter. In what way? I just now realize, like, am I reading a fanfiction app that people are using for their own special time alone? I didn't actually think anyone would use it for that, but they are. I actually think that's me finished forever. So they finally did it. I think it stole everything I have left. Cool. Well, if you made it to this point in the video, we're way more than acquaintances now, so you may as well like this video because you're complicit, and you may as well subscribe because you're going down with me. My comment of the week goes to Sophia Caruzu. So when are you uploading the next werewolf fanfiction video? Now. It's done. Are you happy? Because I'm not. I actually cannot get over the fact that I just read all of that. I'm in shock. Thank you for commenting. Ouija board, the trial. What was that? Innocence? They're guilty? I don't think I needed a Ouija board to guess that.